Hello, and welcome to Level Up Your Talents Abroad, a series of inspiring interviews of expats where we uncover, through their story, what talents they have developed in their journey abroad. We are exploring the behind the scene because too often we only see the end result of an expatriation, but we miss out on the process and what it really takes to get where they are today. I'm your host, Angus Lundy, and today we have the pleasure of welcoming Cécile to our series. Really happy to have you here in this series today. And thank you again for sharing your story and exploring the behind the scene of an expatriation, of an expat life, and what it really takes to get where you are today. So, to start, could you please give us some context? When and where did you move abroad, and what are you doing today?
Yeah, sure. So I left France back in 2011. So my boyfriend at the time got a job opportunity to go to Brazil because he had Portuguese roots. So it made sense. And on my side, I've always been drawn to Latin America. I've done my uni exchange in Chile, so for me it felt a fresh start, and we decided to go um, in a week because basically the company didn't give us more time, so we jumped on the opportunity. And on my side, also, I grew up outside of France till I was 10 years old. So yeah, it's true that maybe it was easier for me to take this type of life change decision.
Yeah, because you took the decision within a week.
Yeah. The company of my boyfriend told us, hey, it's either you accept it or we find someone else. So, because my career in Paris wasn't going where I wanted, I also felt it was the time. This opportunity called me, and yeah, it was a decision for both of us to go and test a bit the Brazilian life. I had to adapt to a very different culture and I had to learn Portuguese. So yeah, it was a challenge to live there and work there in Portuguese, but I've made it and it was a really nice experience. But after 2 years, the same company told us to go to Barcelona, and same, it was a bit the same. In 1 week, we had to take the decision. It's either you accept it or it's for someone else. So here it was very tough emotionally because I was very well integrated in the Brazilian life. Yeah, we were living in São Paulo. So yeah, it's a huge city, and yeah, the culture is very different. So coming back to Barcelona, it's more an European culture, and yeah, it was tough for me to say goodbye to friends, family. No, well, not family, but network.
You
But
adopted.
yeah, adopted family because yeah, Brazilian people are very welcoming and friendly, really.
Yeah. So in both cases, you had to make your decision within a week. And I mean, what was going through your mind?
For Barcelona, it was tough because I really loved my lifestyle in Brazil. But what motivated us was that we would get closer to family and friends that stayed in France, because the countries are so close. It's quite easy to go back to Paris, and in 1 hour flight, you're back to Paris. So it's true that this was the good thing about coming back to Europe.
Yeah. And so it's very interesting what you're saying because you're sharing with us like you had like one stopover in Brazil before going to
Yes.
Barcelona. So it changed really your experience if you would have come to Barcelona directly without that stopover.
Sure, sure,
Because we can feel like for you, you were in France and ready to go. But like from Brazil, it was more heartbroken and it was something else that led you to your move. So there are two different expatriation, two different way of thinking, two different way of making the decision. right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, totally. And I often meet some French people here in Barcelona because we are, I think, the second bigger community. We're 40,000 living in Catalonia or something like this. Yeah, French people always or very often tell you, hey, I'm here for the sun, for the beach, for the more relaxed way of living. And for me, it really was difficult. Like it took me 1.5 years to adapt here to Barcelona because, yeah, I was used to another context and another lifestyle, a bit more sunny, a bit more, yeah, friendly too. Um, so yeah, I often share this experience that it took me some time to adjust here to Barcelona.
Yeah, I can understand because we all, I mean, depends what you have experienced in the past, and that shapes the new move and how you see it. Very, very interesting to brought that up because it's important to have that in mind when you go abroad. Let's go back a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
Um, so when you land in Barcelona, so just after your Brazil experience and really quite in a rush, um, how does this, so you just say that it took you 1.5 years to adapt.
Mhm.
What was the biggest challenge you face in the beginning within this first year and a half?
At the beginning, I was constantly going back to France. I think that's also a bit of what can happen when you have two countries so close, you know. So yeah, every 2 months or even less, I would go back to see friends and family. And also, I think that doesn't help, you know, to adapt, to make your own life here. I don't know, do paperwork. Yeah, have a new job because at the beginning I arrived in Barcelona, I didn't even have a job. So yeah, I think being so close to friends can also be seen as a challenge, you know.
You're right, because in order to start a life in a country, you really have to be present and start your life and all your rhythm and so on. So you felt like you were in between countries. Is it that
Totally.
you're
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, totally.
So how did that get on your way? Being in two countries, like,
um yeah, I think it slowed you down. At least I felt like this, it slowed me down. I wasn't in a very dynamic approach of meeting people, of making the effort, um I don't know, to yeah, to network, to go to personal activities in the city. I think I was more passive than right now, where I'm really having my daily as activities and my network of friends and family.
I love what you're saying because if we don't engage in the life where we are, if we are not present, it really, yeah, slows down the process. You're totally right. How did you overcome this challenge?
First, finding a job that helped. And also, I think what is good in Barcelona is that there is a lot of international people that are working professionals. So yeah, meeting people and starting connecting really helped me find my way to through the city. I really wanted to know this region first. And it's true that over the 10 years I spent in Catalonia, it's interesting how Spain is very varied and can offer a lot of opportunities for expatriation, and very different whether you're in Madrid or in Sevilla or in Bilbao, for instance.
On the flip side, what were the pleasant surprises during this first year?
Barcelona also opened new doors to me. And the fact that it was a tech hub, it's still a tech hub. I had the opportunity in digital that I have never experienced before. So yeah, now I'm working as a digital marketing manager, and maybe I wouldn't have this opportunity if I would have stayed in France. So yeah, to this point, I think yeah, um, knowing all the digital space in Barcelona, going to events was really very enriching to me because it was a career path I didn't even imagine.
So today, after 10 years in Barcelona, how much do you feel settled?
Yeah, really, I feel at home. Very often, when people ask me, "Where are you from?" I say, "From here." But sadly or luckily, I don't know, due to my accent, they know I'm not from here. But yeah, I like to point out that I'm still from here. For me, my home is here now. Yeah, for me, being settled is having my roots here, my family, my network, my friends, my job. So yeah, I'm at home here. And for instance, to share something that happened not long ago, when we had this massive blackout in all Spain and Portugal on April 28th. Yeah, it felt really nice when I tried to go to a friend's home in the neighborhood. On my way to go to her, I met another friend. And we talked and we exchanged on what was happening because it was the very first hour where it happened. And yeah, it felt really nice. And I reflected about this this very day that I'm at home here because yeah, I'm going outside and I find some friend and it feels home really.
Yeah, you're not alone. You have your friends around. They
Yes.
ground you. They really ground you in the country. Nice. Very nice. About the culture differences.
Mhm.
How do you, I mean, it probably feels very normal to you right now because it's been 10 years. But if you remember, how did you experience these cultural differences in your daily life? Is there anything you would like to share with us?
Yeah, sure. First, I would like to share that I'm really having an experience in Catalonia. So it's a region of Spain. So again, my experience would be very different, I believe, if I would be in another region, because here we have another language, which is Catalan, that I'm actually starting to learn now. I know it can seem a long time. Yeah, that it took me a long time to get to learn it, but yeah, I wanted to feel again rooted here, and I want to talk also this language with people here. um, but yeah, my day today is really a mix of culture because I'm working for an American company, so I speak English all the time, and I have very international colleagues. We have around 30 national sorry nationalities or something like this. So yeah, my work is in English. At home, it's in French, and also now my kids are going to the French school, so it's very French. And then in my personal life, it can really be a mix between Spanish, Catalan, and international French. But yeah, at the very beginning, it's true. Maybe I was a bit scared about this Catalan difference because depending on who you're talking to, it's always political and it's very biased. And I think people don't really focus really on the exchange, and they only tell you, "Hey, Catalan are like this or Spanish are like this." When in fact, when you know and get to know people, you understand that in the end, it's only a language, and it's more important to get to know people rather than the language you're talking.
So, looking back on your experience, is there anything you would have done differently?
Yeah, I think maybe I would have learned Catalan a bit earlier. But yeah, everything happens for a reason and at a specific time. Maybe it wasn't the good time for me to learn it before. And I would say I would be more patient. Also, I have this tendency to really want to have everything settle, in a month, have, I don't know, friends, network, job, but everything at the same time isn't possible. So, yes, step by step, be patient. Um, yeah, that would be what I would want to achieve if I had to go back and do it again.
Yeah. So that's what you have learned during your
Yeah.
experience. Take your time. Big time your ally and not an extra pressure to yourself, right?
Totally.
How does all these learnings influence your decisions today as manager?
Yeah, I've learned that, yeah, I'm more flexible, more patient. And I've learned that there's not one way of working, um, that my job is really to support the team and to drive them to the same goal, and we'll go together and face the bad moments, the difficult situations, but also the good ones. So yeah, being flexible and patient, I think it's really how this experience in Barcelona influenced me. Um, and yeah, I want to see myself as a collaborative and supportive person.
So to wrap up this interview, and I'm asking that to everyone, imagine your best friend is moving to Barcelona next month or to Spain next month. What are your top three pieces of advice?
Yeah, sure. So first of all, I would tell her or him to move into my neighborhood. It's the best, obviously. But yeah, joke aside, yeah, again, I would say first advice: really listen to people and ask question also, and the other way around. Then on a personal advice, I would really advise to visit Catalonia as much as they can. Really for the again the mountains, the sea, the lovely cities we have, and also the food is great, and we have also excellent wine. The last advice would be to stay. Maybe to be prepared to stay longer than planned, because this I've heard it a lot. Oh, I'm here for a few months, I'm here to finish my internship, or I'm here for only one short term mission. And yeah, then time flies, and yeah, well, next thing we're here for years, so yeah, I would say be prepared to stay longer.
Yeah, so start right away learning a language or do the
Yeah,
things because you might stay longer, right?
yeah, and connect, and I don't know, do an activities sorry, an activity you like sailing, take advantage, there's the sea, for instance, and meet people the way you can, basically.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Cécile,
you.
for all these insights and story and advice as well. To our listeners, we hope you found this conversation inspiring and plenty of value. Don't forget to register to our live Q&A and follow us on our LinkedIn page. All links are in the description. See you in the next episode.